Hello students, welcome back to your computer science class. Last class I had talked all about infinite loops. Today we are going to learn something new. We are going to learn about nested loops. Now one loop can contain another loop as a part of the loop body. This loop inside a loop, this loop inside a loop is called a nested loop. Now how does this work? Once the condition of the outer loop is true, the control is transferred to the inner loop. Okay, so basically, when the condition of the outer loop will become true, that time the control will be transferred to the loop inside. And that time, the loop inside, condition of the inside loop will be checked. And when that is true, that loop will run. In this kind of a situation, the loop that is inside, that is terminated first, that will end first. And the outer loop will end later. Okay, so let's say in a nested while loop, a while loop is defined inside another while loop. So let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say we are doing the nested while. So we will have two while loops, one inside the other. I'm taking a variable I equals to 2 and I'm going to say while. I'm going to give a condition that is I is more than or equal to 0. Okay, I've given the value as 2 and my condition is still I is more than 0, more than or equal to 0. So when I becomes 0, this condition will become false. Inside it, I am saying print and I'm going to print just the number 2. And I'm going to say end equals to a space. That means the next thing is printed in the same line. Okay, and over here I'm going to say, okay, let's, I have one more variable over here. Inside the while loop, I have a variable called j equals to 2 also. And over here I'm writing while j is again more than equal to 0. Same condition, but with a different variable. And then I'm writing this. Print 2 comma end equals to something. And of course, let's not forget, we can't make this an infinite loop. We have to change the value of that variable. So this variable value will be changed. And then I'm going to say print a blank print, that is just leave a line, because in the previous print, we are going to print everything in the same line. So print, and then finally, I equals to I, you can say I minus equals to 1 is also okay. I minus equals to 1, and over here we can have minus equals to 1. J equals to j minus 1 or j minus equals to 1, the same. All right, this is my code. Let me explain this code for you now. Okay, so first and foremost, let me tell you all which is the outer loop, which is the inner loop, which is the body of the outer loop, which is the body of the inner loop. So this while is the outer loop. Okay, and this while is the inner loop. All right, now bodies. So let's say so this entire thing is the body of the outer loop. Okay, and this thing is the body of the inner loop. Look at the tab, look at the indentation. You can look at the indentation Yes. So that is indented. You can see the indentation is different. That means this is the inner loop, that is the outer loop. Now, how this loop will work? Let's discuss that. Okay. So first and foremost, we will have the value of I, which is equal to 2. Okay. Then we will say while I is more than equal to 0. Is I more than equal to 0? Yes, it is. So it will go inside the while loop. In the while loop, we get another variable j, which is equal to 2. Again, we are going to give it a value. Then we go inside the second while loop, which is j more than equal to 0, which is again true. So we'll go inside it, and then what happens? Print 2. So you will see this on the output. On the output screen, I'm writing over here, so it's understood. 2, and then there is a little space over here. Okay, 2 and space will be done, and then it will go to the next line, which is j minus 1. So the value of j now will become 1. Now, once the value of j becomes 1, it will not go down to the print statement. Please understand, it will not go down to the print statement because this loop is not completed still. Okay, it will go back and check. Again, it will check, is j more than equal to 0? Is j more than equal to 0 over here? Is j more than equal to 0? Yes, it is. So it will again go in the same loop again with the value of j being 1. Okay, then we are saying print 2 and space. So again, it is going to print the number 2 in the same line, and again it's going to leave some space. Then it goes to the next line, and the value of j is minus 1. So the value of j will now turn to 0. Okay, again it will go back up to the while loop to check. Again it will check, is j more than or equal to 0? Yes, j is equal to 0. So it will again go inside the second while loop this time. And again, it is going to print the number 2 with a space. All right, clear? And it is going to come out. And again, the value of j, which is equal to minus 1, will become minus 1. Again, now, j will again go, this will again go up to the while loop and it will check. Now, this condition will become false. So, it will not come true. That's when it will go outside the loop body and it is going to follow this statement. That means it's going to go to the next line. It is going to print an empty line over here. And then value of I will change. So, I, which was number 2, will decrement by 1. It will become 1. Now, what happens after this? Again, it's going to go up to this while loop. Is I more than equal to 0? Yes, it is. It's equal to 1. So again, it is going to go inside. Again, it will go inside. And again, j will be equal to 2 because we are having this line. So j will again become 2. Then while j is more than equal to 0, what will happen? Is the value of j more than 0? Yes, it is. So again, it's going to go and print the number 2 with a space. It will go to the next line. Value of j will become 1. It will again go up. Check for the condition. It will become true. It will go inside. Again, it's going to print 2 with a space. And the value of j, the next line is j becomes 0. Again, it goes up and checks the condition. Again, j equals to 0. So the condition is again true. It comes. It is going to print 2 with a space. It will go down. Now j will become minus 1. Once it becomes minus 1, this while loop is not going to work because it is untrue. So it will go to the next line. Next line is again leave a new line. And then value of I will again change from 1. It will become, I will become 0. Now when I is 0, it goes up here in the first while loop, the outer while loop, and check I more than equal to 0. Yes, it is. So again, it will take a new variable j equals to 2. again while j is more than equal to 2. So again it's going to print this only, 2 blank, 2 blank, 2 blank, and again we go out of that loop over here in the print statement, press I, and now I will become -1. So when I will become -1, it goes to the outer while loop, and outer while loop will not work. All right. So according to me, the output would be 3 lines of 2, 2, 2. Okay. Let's look at the output now. Where is it? Can you see? 2, 2, 2. All right. Yeah, there is no blank line in the middle, but maybe the print statement is only bringing it to the next line. But have you understood this concept now? This is called nested loops. Okay, we have only done a nested while loop. So in this program, I is the loop control variable for the outer loop, and it is assigned a value 2 before the loop execution begins. Then there is a test expression, that is I is more than equal to 0, which is a test condition that is checked for the outer loop. Then the body of the outer loop is executed as a text expression evaluates to true. And that time it executes the body of the outer while loop. And this outer while loop, the body of the outer while loop is containing another while loop, that is the inner while loop. Now J is a loop control variable for the inner loop, and it is again assigned a value before the loop inner loop execution. For I equals to 0, inner loop will be executed 3 times and it will print 2, 2, 2, after which the inner loop will get terminated. Okay, after executing the rest of the body of the outer loop, control will go to the next iteration of the outer loop, and I will be decremented and it will become 1. Still the loop condition is true. So again, the body of the outer loop will be executed again. And this process will keep going on and on and on till the test expression of the outer loop will remain true. Okay, so have you understood the nested while loop? All right. So let's just say if I change this to 5, the value of j, not the outer one, the inner one. And then we will run this and see. The number of times 2 is written in a line has changed. Again, let's go back to 2 over here and let's change this to 5. Now the number of rows has increased. So this is basically 1 is a row loop, 1 is a column loop. Another change, let's change this to number, let's change this to alphabet A. So this is what I want you all to practice. I want you all to practice this in such a way that you ask the user how many rows does the user want. For example, if a user says, I want 5 rows, so you have something like n equals to integer input how many rows. Okay, let the user enter this, and also let it be R only. And also take the C also from the user and ask how many columns. Okay, and let and change this entire body in such a way. I can easily teach you this, but I'm not teaching you for a reason. Okay, so you're going to figure it out and change it in such a way that whatever the user enter, that is only displayed. In fact, you can even have ch equals to input the character that the user wants to print. So this will become a completely user-defined program. Okay, so let the user decide what the user wants to print, how many rows, how many columns, and then you have this entire thing that will run. And I want you all to be able to successfully do this. For successfully doing this, I want you all to take 3 scenarios where the user is going to enter row as 3, column as 3, and in the CS, that is the character, I want the user to enter a star. And over here, what 3 things that you're going to change is this, this, and this. And I think it should work. It should work just fine. Do this practice, and we meet next time when we're going to learn the nested for loop. Okay, so till then, stay home, stay safe, take care, keep practicing, keep learning. See the video again if you didn't understand anything. Message me, I'll get back to you. Thank you.